This episode is brought to you by Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business. Want to advance your career or switch fields? An MBA from Carnegie Mellon's Tepper School of Business can help. Earn your degree from a top-ranked business school with a thought-provoking curriculum, one-on-one leadership coaching, support from experienced career counselors, and full-time, online hybrid, and accelerated MBA formats. Join the intelligent future. Visit cmu.edu/Tepper to learn more.
Well, good morning and welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Experience. Today's podcast, I'm finding to be absolutely transformative. In this podcast, I'm going to give you a strategy. I promise you, if you implement this principle, it will change your stroke survivor life forever. So let's get right into it. We got a short time together, so let's get right into it. Welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Experience. I'm your host, Aaron Alba. 13 years ago, I suffered a brain aneurysm and a stroke. My mission of this podcast is to provide you with the support, valuable insights, and inspiration and help you need to rebuild your life of stroke. So without further ado, here's your host, Aaron Avila. Well, good morning, everyone. Great to see you here. Great I'm glad you're out here. You know, today's podcast has been something that's been transformative in my life, and I want to share it with you. I always thought it was strange. I'm going to start out by saying that I was always kind of grateful for my stroke and brain aneurysm. What? I was grateful for my brain aneurysm and stroke. Why? Because it put me right here, right now with you. Because it gave me a second chance. I was able to rebuild my life the way I wanted. And that's kind of what this show is about. It's about being grateful. And you know, I thought, I'm not going to try to say it. I'm going to share with you a video right now that really will tell you what gratefulness will do for you as a stroke survivor. So I'm going to bring a video up, because a video. I want you, and this, by the way, this podcast you'll see a link in the description, is audio only on C-Suite Network and Spotify and stuff. But also the video is located on Stroke TV Media YouTube channel under the Live tab. So please watch it live, because you're going to miss a video if you don't see it. But let me play this video. The key is gratefulness, people. The key to your life, transforming your life as a stroke survivor, is to be grateful. So let's start the video now.
What is gratefulness? How can being grateful change your perspective on life? How can you choose to be grateful today? To define the word, Being grateful is having a feeling of thankfulness or showing an appreciation of kindness. It's the emotion of being pleased or relieved. Today, I want to leave you with something lasting, pierce your hearts, hit your soul, and allow your minds to grasp something so simple. I want you to experience listening to me and understanding how at just 11 years old, I began to better understand how the effects of anxiety, pain, and doubt can create a stronghold in our lives unless we do one simple thing: be grateful. This is the power of choosing gratitude. It was a beautiful Friday afternoon in my old town of Merced, California. And as a fifth grader who just got back home from school, I wanted to go outside, play, be with my friends, and all that fun stuff. But first I got this funny idea to surprise attack my dad, who was on a riding lawnmower, just got back home from work, by shooting him in the back of his head with my wooden rubber band gun. I thought it would be hilarious. So I got up, got my rubber band gun, and ventured off to my backyard to see my dad mowing the yard from one side of the lawn to the other. I saw him reach the middle of the lawn, and as he reached the middle of the lawn, I decided to sneak right up behind him without him even noticing, and he didn't notice at all. I was then behind the mower, and he reached the edge of the lawn, and then stopped the mower and put it in reverse. I stumbled to the ground trying to get away. I tripped, and the back right tire came at me. The whole mower came at me. The back right tire went on my right foot, and the blade completely took my foot.
What's up?
Hi, Jira. We brought you here today to let...
My dad felt this bump, sprung up into action, and lifted this 1,000-pound lawnmower onto its side like it was nothing. Crying, screaming, he came to me, hugged me, kissed me. Couldn't believe that this was happening to his baby boy. He reacted perfectly, though, and got towels to stop the bleeding, wrapped my leg in a tourniquet, and called 911 soon after, and I was airlifted to a medical center where I underwent 4 surgeries within 11 days, and they amputated 2 inches above my ankle. Let's take a breath. That was a lot. But as devastating as that was or is, whenever I share how I lost my foot with people, I always end it with what I said to my mom right out of my first surgery, and that was this. I said, "Mom, I know this happened for a reason." To reiterate, I said, "Mom, I know this happened for a reason." I knew I had purpose in this moment. I probably wasn't necessarily thinking about it, but I was so thankful for something so severe to happen to me. I did deal with pain and a lot of doubt, but it's almost as if I knew the blessings that were about to unfold through this very pain and suffering. What I mean by this is that the acknowledgement of blessings in our lives leads to an open mind of gratitude. This gratitude then affects our brains, literally changing our neural structures to make us feel happier and more content, even with tragedy. Amidst this tragedy, though, I constantly looked for the good in a bad situation. And this directly correlates to a neurochemical level in our brain, where gratitude acts as a catalyst for neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. Basically, the emotions that maintain and can even uplift, or basically the chemicals that can maintain or uplift our emotions pertaining to pain and immediate stress responses. Now, I didn't know this kind of science at the time, but I want you to imagine being my dad and having been involved with this accident, witnessing your own child choose gratitude after something so traumatizing. Wouldn't that change your perspective on life? It changed my life, and it changed his soon after. You see, gratitude not only affects yourself, but others around you as well. This is a constant battle that we face in our minds every day. We wake up every day and choose the life we are going to live. Why not make it a grateful one? My gratitude only escalated in relation to my faith, and it was in this faith that I felt stronger, could push harder, and reach for the stars, and become resilient through trial and future adversities. For example, when I was released from the hospital and put in a wheelchair, I chose to be grateful with the rough road of recovery ahead. And this led to hope for what was to come. Hope to know that I was one step closer to being able to walk again. When I got my cast removed and was finally able to use crutches, after intense physical therapy, I chose to be grateful. And this led to built-up resilience so that I could push through barriers because I was so grateful for all that I had and what I had gone through already that I knew I could keep going. When I was finally able to be fitted adjusted and got my first prosthetic, wow, was I grateful. Especially seeing my mom and dad in tears, watching me take my first steps again, like I was a toddler. Also, and this is one of the best parts of my story, my leg was at the point where it was fully healed, so that I could, to where I could get back into one of my favorite places ever. I could fully submerge my leg into this place, a place I felt I was born into and meant for something more. The pool, the water. The amount of freedom that I felt in the water, to just be weightless and swim around like there's like nothing, was and is the most critical part of my journey. And it made me all the more grateful for everything that I went through, both mentally and physically. I had overcome so much to finally get back into the water again, which was a goal of mine after the accident. And I even began to have the desire to want to compete against other able-bodied athletes and beat them. The reason for this is because I felt normal in the water, free, and just like everybody else. I felt like I had purpose in the water. Achieving each of these victories in every part of this healing was key. It allowed for me to find more of my purpose. And almost every day, I chose to be grateful, though some days I didn't, and I felt the harsh repercussions that come from that. Because staying in a negative state of mind will torment you. And I know this because, well, let's be honest, there's no way I could be grateful every single day. That's impossible. I urge you, though, to choose gratitude in the hardest moments of life, because you'll start to see a better version of yourself. You'll start to see a more empathetic, optimistic, selfless, and spiritual side that you may have never even seen before. I discovered more of who I was and am from the times that I chose gratitude and from the times that I didn't. All this to say that during this time of healing, recovery, finally being able to walk again and diving back into the water was and is the most critical part of my journey and for what was to come. I knew this was just the beginning. So a few years later, I began high school and started swimming more competitively. And I realized that the pool was where I was meant to be and that something great could come from the sport. In fact, a week after graduating high school in 2015, I got offered by a Paralympic coach to train for the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games, an opportunity I never expected. Right away, I accepted this offer and started rigorously training with elite athletes seeking community and growth with hard work and determination. I learned quickly that gratitude is inseparably linked with self-discipline and motivation, because when we're grateful for all that we have, we work harder, go further, and reach for the stars. For me, though, I ended up landing on the moon. How, you may ask? Well, in just a short amount of time and with the right mindset, I made the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games within that year. Thank you. The experience was remarkable and incredible. And competing for Team USA in the world stage was absolutely nerve-wracking. It was absolutely nerve-wracking. It was absolutely nerve-wracking. I couldn't believe where I was at, that I was able to compete for Team USA on the world stage for my own country. It was incredible. What started out for me as a tragic and terrible accident at the age of 11 ended up to be a story of triumph at the age of 19. Because I'm still not done yet. Because now at the age of 24 years old, I achieved a bronze medal at the World Championships in 2017, a year after Rio, a gold medal at the Pan American Games in 2019. And I'm currently training for the Tokyo 2021 Games this year. And even amidst the setbacks of 2020 in relation to COVID-19, I was nothing but motivated and grateful through every single day of it. Why? I took last year as an opportunity to do better, be better, and work harder than ever. I adapted and knew that my mind was trained to react positively to disaster because of my choice of gratitude from my past. With practice and commitment, gratitude can become a natural response to said disasters, to failures, to life's hardest moments. It's what can pick us back up on our feet, or foot, and allow for us to keep going. I am grateful for my failures, for my hardest moments in life, and I'm even filled with thankfulness for what happened to me when I was 11 years old. I would even go as far as to say that I would not reverse time to have my foot back again, because it's made me who I am, and I'm grateful for that. Rejoice always. Give thanks in all circumstances. I've spent most of my life choosing this mental attitude, and it has continually defeated the emotional toll of anxiety, pain, and doubt. It is hard, and most of the time it's not easy to choose this perspective. But within the simple act of being grateful, you will start to see your perception on life be changed. This is the power of choosing gratitude. So, how can gratitude change your perspective on life? Are you going to choose to be grateful today? Thank you so much.
Our gay community, that was amazing. I'll put a link to that original video in the description of this podcast. But I'm going to pose the same question he just did. Will you choose gratitude today? It will change your strokes of life. I know, because I'm still on the journey. I'm learning. It is changing my life. It is changing the way stroke affects my life. It no longer dominates the negative energy of my life, but it's because I choose gratitude. It's turning my stroke into something positive. Because I'm actually grateful to be, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, right here, right now with you. It's given me the opportunity to build stroke TV media and help thousands of people around the world that suffer stroke. In the midst of this tragedy, in the midst of this life-shattering event called stroke, you can choose to gratitude. Not simple, not easy, not always easy. I don't want to make it a simple concept, but it's not easy to start out saying thank you for my stroke, thank you for what it's done, thank you for my loved ones. So I want to encourage you today to just say thank you. Thank you for everything you have. I want you to be grateful for what you have. I want you to say out loud to your caregiver, to your family member, to yourself, I'm grateful. I'm grateful I'm alive. And the more grateful you become, the more your life will change. So I want you to realize that stroke does not, and I've said this since the beginning, stroke does not define you as a person. How you respond does. So I challenge you today, change your life. Choose gratefulness. It's a choice. It's not going to come easy. Your mind is going to tell you, don't be grateful. How do you say you're grateful for your stroke? How can you say you're grateful for your brain aneurysm? Well, it brought me here today, so I can say I'm grateful. You know, I'm saying you can be grateful. You can make an impact in this world. Come, like I say, I'm going to put a QR code. You can scan me your phone, and you can actually schedule a a meeting and come on my show and actually use stroke to help people. Here's the QR code. You can book a meeting. We'll talk. We'll get to know each other. But you could book a meeting and you could share your story of survival. You can share your gratefulness with everybody, with the stroke community around the world. My goal and my dream of this podcast is to go global, is to give every stroke survivor hope, to give every stroke survivor a heart of gratitude. So scan the QR code and come on the show. You want to talk? Scan the QR code and schedule an appointment. Okay, there it is. But I want you to know that you don't have to be steeped in darkness. You don't have to be steeped in negative energy. You can turn it around. And your superpower may be the only superpower I know that's really extremely life transformative is gratefulness. Today, I want you to close your eyes and just name 3 things you're grateful for. And then I want you to go to your spouse, your caregiver, whatever. Tell them you're grateful for them. Watch your life begin to unfold like a flower, blossom like a flower. It will give you purpose. It will bring hope to you. It'll bring your people around you will begin to notice a change in you. That's how powerful gratefulness is. We just watched a man, as a young boy, got his foot chopped off by his father by a lawnmower. But he knew he was grateful. I think God at that point gave him that ability to be grateful. I'm telling you right now, you pray or meditate, whatever, ask for gratefulness to fill your heart and watch your life as a stroke survivor transform. I know for me, it has transformed my stroke survivor life. Because you know who taught me to be grateful? Who taught me to be relentless? What I do is global business celebrity Jeff Hazlett taught me that attitude is everything. Mindset is everything. So the reason I built Stroke TV Media and the reason I do this podcast, it isn't because I want you to look at me. I don't want you to look at me. As far as I don't do it to bring attention to myself. I do this podcast for us, for you. I'm here to serve you. So as you change your perspective and how you see your life as stroke survivor, everything around you will change. A spiritual mentor of mine named Joan Dyer said, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. I am telling you, if today you start out naming those 3 things that you're grateful for, before you go to bed, start a grateful journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for throughout your life. And do this just before you get to bed. Keep your journal by your bed. If you can write it. I can't write it. I can only do it on the computer. Yet. I can't write yet. I am practicing. But do whatever you need to do. But start that journal and just list the 3 things of gratefulness. See, so many times we look outside of ourselves to be happy. Oh, if I just walk again, I'll be happy. Oh, if I just move my left arm, I'll be happy. I'm saying you have everything you have right now to be grateful. You have everything you need right now to be grateful in your life. Don't look outside yourself, because your life, the gratefulness you seek, the happiness you seek is inside you. You see, the reason I started the Build Stroke TV media is because when I first had my stroke, there's so many people out there, groups out there, that place your value on what you can get back. Recover, they call it recovery. Now, first of all, let me make perfectly clear. I don't think recovery is at all accurate. I think you and me have to rebuild our life after stroke. And the cornerstone is attitude. Cornerstone is mindset, not your ability to move your arm, not the ability to get that, whatever it is, move your hand, whatever, speak properly. Your life will change when you make attitude, mindset, your gratitude, your cornerstone. Trust me, do work on your mindset, work on your gratitude before you do any physical quote unquote recovery. Don't just get your mind right. All the physical things will follow. You do have the ability to rebuild your life, but this is just a beginning in the series. I'm focusing on this life-changing mindset of gratitude. This is one, every time I get a chance to solo podcast, I'm going to be talking about gratitude, because it will change your life. And I've always said mindset is a cornerstone to rebuilding a life after stroke. And it's so true. Gratitude is just a way of expressing your mindset. You can either see the glass half full or half empty. This is the choice. You can view your life as being over, or you can be grateful. You actually have the choice to change your life. We have a comment. I'll bring the comment up on screen. Let me see. First of all, Scott White, thank you for being out there, bro. Listen what he says. Scott White is from Georgia. Never give up. You know, thank you, Scott, for that. Because I'm going to quote a quote I really fall in love with. Victory is certain for those that don't give up. I'm talking to you, stroke survivor. Victory is certain if you never give up. Stop trying. You will have victory in your life. Scott is a prime example of that. Scott White was told he'd never drive again. Never drive. Guess what? He bought his car, a brand new car, several months ago, and is driving again. Drives himself to the store, it's just amazing. All right, there we go. Thank you, Scotty, and thank you. Be thankful for how much you've recovered since your brain injury or stroke. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for that. I never want to teach you something I am not experiencing. I am telling you from my journey as a stroke survivor. For me, it's been a spiritual journey. It has not been a journey of exterior things, because what stroke does, I don't know if it's done this to you, please put in comments if it has, but it makes you turn inward. It makes you look at yourself and begin to examine yourself. You know, and that's where I've lived for 13 years. I've learned inside myself what is happening. Well, how do I feel? Who am I? Because let's face it, we lose our identity as stroke. But remember this, stroke does not define who you are. How you respond does. Now, let's see. I'm not gonna read this because I know what's gonna say is gonna be great. One day I had a brain injury and came home with a gutter. I couldn't even get out of bed to wipe my ass. I depended on others for that. But you know, Scott is not that way anymore. I know him. And I'm telling you, I have seen the relentless change gratefulness brings to people. I have seen the attitude. Your attitude that you have will change your stroke survivor life. How you respond to what stroke has done to you. Remember, stroke does not define who you are, but how you respond does. So today, or the other time, for today, I want you to challenge you to start a gratefulness journal. Every night, write in it. You don't write, use a computer. But do it every day. Write those things down you're grateful for and watch your life change. Now, I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to be sticking on this topic every chance I get and to tell you about what's happening. Put in comments what you're grateful for. First, subscribe to Stroke TV Media on YouTube. Then, put in comments what you're grateful for. Share this podcast with anybody you know that's feeling down the dumps or could use some encouragement. Remember, Stroke TV Media and Stroke Genius Podcast is here to serve you. If there's any way I can help you, please message me. But I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. I'm grateful for you. I am grateful for you. So today, let's have a day of gratefulness. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Bye.
Like what you just heard? Visit c-suiteradio.com. C-Suite Radio, turning the volume up on business.